Hi, my name is Luca Pacioli. I'm going to help you all learn about accounting.
Hi, Father Pacioli. I'm Brainy. You're the father of accounting, aren't you? I read that in my textbook.
Well, hello, Brainy. It's nice to meet you. I am referred to as the father of accounting because I documented the double entry method of accounting that is still in use today.
Hi, I'm Genius Ware. How did you do that?
Well, it's a rather long story. While I was writing a book on arithmetic in 1494, I realized that many merchants always wanted to know what was owed to other merchants and what other merchants owed to them.
I'm Slacker Bear. Another book we have to read. What's it called?
Excuse me, Father Pacioli, but the book was called Summa de Ametrica, Geometria, Proportionia e Proportionalita.
Excellent! That translates to the book about arithmetic, geometry, proportions, and proportionality. Those are some of the topics that I wrote about in my book.
Interesting. I'm Sassy Bear. I would love to read the book. Do you happen to have this with you?
It seems that I misplaced my copy of the book over the years, but portions of it have been translated from Italian to English and may be available in your school library or in the internet.
According to my research, you wrote about bookkeeping to help the merchants keep track of their transactions, didn't you?
That's right, but I also included sections on general business methods such as bartering and bills of exchange. The bookkeeping section is where I wrote down the method I saw merchants using to keep track of their transactions.
Method? Didn't they use the accounting method?
They did. That is what I documented, the specific accounting method that was used at that time. Whenever one merchant wanted to trade with another, they would exchange goods for items that they considered currency. The merchant would count the items and that would tell them how much they owed or how much they needed to receive in payment.
What type of items did they use as currency?
Well, since this was the late 1400s, many merchants traveled by ship where carrying actual money may not have been safe. So most merchants used whatever they had on hand or was in their pockets.
Like seashells?
Oh, beans! They used beans. That's why accountants are called bean counters. Get it? Bean counters?
Well, you are not far from the truth. Some merchants used actual money while the other merchants used an abacus. An abacus, remember, is the tool where discs are moved from one wire slide to another. Sometimes seashells, pebbles, clay coins, and even beans were used to keep track of goods and services that were being traded. Merchants would put the items inside the pouch or some other container and give it to the other merchant when trading for goods. The rocks, seashells, or beans would be counted by the merchant to keep track of how much money the merchants owned to each other. I decided that instead of using a variety of different items, it would be better to simply write down the amounts using currency like dollars. So I made two columns. I put one amount in the column on the left and one amount in the column on the right. I noticed that if the two entries were made, one in each column, the accounts would balance. I also saw that I was making double entries, which led me to call this the double entry system.
I read that the double entry accounting is where every transaction affects two accounts, doesn't it, Father Pacioli?
You are correct, but it's more than that. In double entry accounting, two accounts are always affected by every business transaction, and both sides always equal. Think of it like a scale. If you put something on one side of the scale would be out of balance. But if you put equal weight on the other side, the scale balances.
Let me guess. We're going to learn double entry accounting, right?
Of course, you are. Of course, both of you are right. Double entry accounting is also called the accrual method. This is the accounting method most often used by companies today. All public companies use the double entry accounting method.
Interesting.
Yes, interesting indeed.
Tell us more about accounting. This is a fascinating experience and fun.
Okay, what else would you like to know?
I know that there is managerial accounting and financial accounting. You are going to help us with both, right?
Wow, someone is a little enthusiastic. Yes, the videos found on the Accounting Bears website will help you learn both managerial and financial accounting.
Oh, great.
Well, what's the difference between the two?
Financial accounting is what you are probably most familiar with. It includes information in the financial statements, and it is what you hear most when you hear about public information. A good way to think about of financial accounting is that it is public information. Financial accounting is what investors and the public use when reading financial statements and annual reports. Internal users of company information, such as managers, use managerial accounting to help them make decisions about their company, such as how many employees to hire, how much price their products, what products they should make, and what inventory should be purchased.
Why do I even need to know accounting at all? I'm studying a degree in management, not accounting.
Great question. Accounting is the language of business. When you go to another country, you usually learn a little bit of their language so you can get around, don't you?
Why, of course. I know how to speak English. And Bear.
Well, the same thing applies in business. You need to know how to speak business language if you're going to work in business. Every business person needs accounting knowledge. If managers did not know how to read a financial statement, how would they know if their company was making money, or how would they know how much money they were spending?
Oh, good point.
Father Pacioli, I know what debit and credits are, but how do I know when to use each one?
What is this accounting equation I saw a picture of in my textbook?
How do I know what's an asset and a liability and an equity?
Okay, I see you have a lot of questions. I'd like to answer all of them, but I guess it's time for us to take a break. And I'll just answer all of your questions when we come back, starting with the purpose of accounting, accounting organizations, GAAP, and we'll go from there.
This accounting stuff doesn't really seem hard as I think it was.
Awesome, I can't wait.
Yeah, I can.
Okay, class, goodbye for now. And remember, you should not go to sleep until your debits equal your credits.